What's going on, everybody? It's Conti here with another video. Error detection and handling in JavaScript. In this HTML document, within my page's body, I have written JavaScript code for a web page that will prompt the end user to enter in two numbers one at a time using pop-up boxes that will appear once the web page loads. In order to detect whether the user has typed in a number or not, I've used a set of commands below the variable definitions for X and Y, starting off with the code line try. I have enclosed the code that will deal with any detected errors using pointed brackets. One opening, one closed. The first line after try is a conditional statement with the function isNaN with the variable name x inside parenthesis. Separating this function from another isNaN function with the y variable inside parenthesis is the OR operator in JavaScript, which is basically made out of two vertical bars. The isNaN function in JavaScript basically returns true if a non-numerical value has been passed to it. So the first line is asking if either x or y are non-numerical. So when this web page is loaded in an internet browser and the end user has typed in their response to the first prompt, introduce your first number, and the second prompt also, introduce your second number, the web page will look at both variables x and y and will check whether these are numerical values. If either the first number stored in variable x or the second number stored in variable y are not numerical, then a custom-made error detection message will be triggered. This is done using the code line starting with the word throw. This message alongside throw will then be thrown, if you like, to the variable e, which is inside the parenthesis alongside the word catch. And this variable will be used to display an error notification message to the end user using a pop-up alert box containing the word error, followed by the description from throw after the colon. I've used a plus symbol to make sure that the error description is connected to this string value here. However, if both values in the variables x and y were numerical, then this throw instruction will be ignored and the web page will instead add up both values given by the two variables. So if we put 2, for example, as our first number and 3 as our second number, the alert box that appears should display the message, the result of adding your two entered numbers is 5. After the closing pointed brackets after catch, I've included a line of code on line 19 which starts off with the term finally. Regardless of whether an error is detected or not within the set of command blocks starting from try, the code line starting off with finally will always be executed if there is an error or not. So once the end user has entered two numbers to be added together, the website will finally display a message in an alert box again, which will read, "Thank you for visiting our website, goodbye." I'm going to save my HTML document with the file name errors.html, and I will save this on my desktop, where I will be able to click on its icon and open the file up in a browser in web page form. So when the errors.html file is open in Microsoft Edge, which is my chosen web browser for this tutorial, the first pop-up prompt box appears asking me to introduce the first number. I'm going to type in 4, click OK. The second prompt box appears asking me to introduce the second number. I'm going to type in 5, click OK. And sure enough, the result of adding your two entered numbers is 9. Click OK. And now we get the window appearing, which is a result of the line of code starting off with finally, where the website displays a thank you message to the end user. Click OK. If I were to refresh my page for errors.html, and this time enter in a non-numerical value such as A, and click OK, the second prompt box appears. I'm going to type in 5, click OK, and sure enough an error window appears explaining to the end user you have typed in an invalid number. The window from the line of code beginning with finally appears again. Click OK, and that is my first example of error detection and handling using JavaScript code. In my second example here of how error handling can occur inside a HTML document using JavaScript, within my page's body I have declared a HTML element, a paragraph with the ID paragraph1, which will be used to display a message informing the end user that a piece of syntax that they have written is not recognized. Within my JavaScript code here from lines 8 to 17, the program will attempt to write the message "Hi everybody" on the page when it is loaded in a web browser. Should the page be unable to execute this instruction, the HTML document will be looked through for the particular HTML element paragraph 1, where a message will be written to tell the user that a piece of code that the programmer has written has not been recognized. Notice how in this example here I have written the variable contained within the catch function which deals with an error differently to my first page. In my first page I simply wrote the variable as E. In this case here it is error. As long as you are consistent with the variable names, then the JavaScript code should execute successfully. In this particular page here, there are no syntax errors, and therefore the message "Hi everybody" should be successfully displayed. I will save this web page as errors2.html and load it up in Microsoft Edge. And sure enough, "Hi everybody" displays on the page in the web browser. The main purpose of this program is to report an error should there be any syntax errors from the programmer within these instructions here. To illustrate, what I'm going to do is misspell the word document by putting a second O after the initial one. Once this error is caught, so to speak, a message will be displayed on the page to explain that a word written in the programming code hasn't been recognized. And sure enough, since document has been misspelt and the web browser doesn't recognize this when the code is executed, the erroneous word is returned alongside the message "is not defined." Thank you very much for watching. Hope that video was useful to you. To support this channel, please like and subscribe. Join me soon for another video. Take care.